So Patty, tell us your name and why we're even here.
My name is Patricia. We are here to, my mother had an estate when she passed away that I did not know I had any rights to. So we are here to sell that property so it can move on and be useful after 11 years.
Well, what do you think when Next Chapter got in touch with you about this?
Of course, there's a little disbelief after so many years. I did not, think that the property was still anywhere in my name. I thought the county had taken it and we had moved on with our lives. So I was pleasantly surprised and very grateful that we can do something about it and let that part of our lives go.
What were some of the concerns and fears that you had? You didn't know you still had this property, and here we are showing up to ask you about buying it. What were some of the fears and concerns you had?
Fears, of course, that somehow, some way that I would be responsible for a lot of the past taxes due on the property. Fear that this would fall through. That this wasn't real. It's all worked out splendidly.
Is it real?
It is. It is. I have it in my hand. So I'm very, very grateful and happy, to be able to do this.
What were the top 3 things that you liked about working with our company?
Well, of course, working with you, because you're very sweet and lovely to work with. Very confidence building. I came into it knowing zero. I really still don't know a lot, but I had utmost confidence in your steps and how things were proceeding. You kept in contact with us, and you were tenacious as all get out, and got it done.
Awesome. So, how do you think your family's going to feel now that this has been brought to a resolution?
I think it's a positive thing to be able to move on. The property deserves to be lived in, and it hasn't for 11 years. And it needs to be alive again. It doesn't need to be a dead thing or a sad thing anymore. So I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome. So what would you say to other people who are in similar situations or other problematic situations with family and properties? What would you say to them about working with us if they're on the fence or anything like that?
Absolutely reach out. You just never know. You may be pleasantly surprised that there is something you can do with that property, that you do have some control over what happens to it, and that Haya can get this done. So absolutely.
One last question. What would you say, because a lot of people tend to get a lot of mail once the property is going through
probate. They certainly do.
Yeah, so have you gotten a lot of mail?
Oh, lots of mail. Lots of mail, yes, lots of mail. To me, those are scams. I don't trust them. I never have. When my mother passed away, I did get a fair amount of them at that time too, and I'm very leery of things like that. But my husband had contacted Haya and just had a really good working relationship right off the bat, and just had a really good feel, and the confidence was immediately there. So it was a no-brainer. We were going to stick with this.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm pleasantly surprised and grateful, and I think that you're very talented. So keep up the good work. You do good.